And hello everyone, this is Gamer with Opinions, and I'm happy to present to you this short video specifically about battles in the mid-campaign mod by Junko Exile. And I'll be presenting soon another mod of Junko, which is the Romanorum version, which happens to be very popular at the moment in the Steam shop. I think it's number one in his category, so that's kind of nice. And I'll make a video on it later today or maybe tomorrow. Anyways, so the battles in this mod, so if you remember correctly, this mod was it brings you into kind of a mid-game version of the game. So it's kind of you skip ahead. The units have been improved and there has been redesigned factions. You can go and look at the videos where I explain everything. But for this video, we're gonna play a battle that I just had with the Romans, and it's perfect example of what I wanted to show off. Um, so I'm playing the Iberians, and the Iberians, as you can see, we've got a mixed army with decent cav support. Um, because the Iberians were heavy on cavs um, and skirmishers unit. So we have a bunch of scutarii and archers to get their missiles because they were mainly missiles. We got also the Iberian swordsmen, which are very good. And the notoriously and famous bull warriors, which kind of a flavor thing, right? If you're looking for historical accuracy, then this thing shouldn't exist. But you need something to represent heavy infantry for Spain or the Iberians, if you prefer. So, hey, why not? Um, so, without further ado, let's start the battle. Again, so like I said in the chronic on this mod, it's very stable. It runs pretty well. It doesn't lag much. When I say doesn't lag much, meaning that my loading time into battle is a bit slower than what I'm used to, but that's to be expected when you're running mods. So here we are. It's a bridge battle. I was tinkering with how I was going to approach this. Of course, I'm going to group my archers. But first, I'm going to group everything so that I can manage them easier. And I'm debating right now what the plan is to be. I don't really know exactly how I want to go at this, and then I just decided that I'm gonna go with a cavalry charge down the bridge on the advancing Romans, and if they don't advance, well, I'm gonna engage them no matter what, but they advance, and we're gonna do the old fake retreat. So we're gonna charge them first because they are getting on the bridge, which is perfect. So I'm posing it there simply to manage it easier because this is the one phase that kind of sucks. You don't want to mess it up. So gonna send all the infantry at the head of the bridge. Put them on auto fire, activate their special abilities as well. I did forget to put it on the Iberians swordsman, but you know what? Didn't change thing. They fought marvelously. So while they're getting there, our cab is still holding it, and as you see, they are now really nicely packed onto the bridge. So they're gonna get shot. nicely by everyone. So we have our first infantry unit that got close. The other hasn't moved yet, so I'm gonna tell them, hey, would you please go and block this? Thank you. Gotta use this and at least block the advance because somehow I messed up the move. It's probably because I put them in formation, so that kind of screwed up the order of moving since they can't move when they're assuming formation. So we're pelting them, and the cavalry for now is not very useful. Well, it is useful, but it's not. I don't want to charge yet because my infantry is working on them. And here I want to show you a bit more of what the unit looks like. Look at the pretty fire rain here. And look at those nice Iberian swordsmen. The shields are nice. The color scheme is nice. Romans. We expect Romans to be that way, pretty much. So the infantry is doing its job. So now I'm going to attack on the left side with all the group. The idea is kind of try to get as much of them as possible out of the bridge so that I can use the cav and charge them in the flank and break them and move on to the next targets. And I'm obviously asking my archers to target way back there so that they avoid friendly fire as much as possible. So as you can see, right now we're holding our own really good. And that's mainly for two factors. The first one is that we did soften up the Romans before they came into clash with our units. We did use the defense mode on some of the units, which improves them greatly. And we do have decent missile coverage, and the Romans cannot bring their numbers to play because they're confined to the bridge. So all those components are going to be the key factors that leads to a massive victory. Spoiler alert. It's such a good victory actually that I even got a landmark by the bridge for the battle. So, like I said, as you see, we were able to mash the thing on the side, even though we had to go in the back of our troops to do it. But we mashed it easily. So now we're just gonna come back again. And we're gonna still target the side right. We don't want to advance into the bridge. If I was going to attack up, what would happen is that I would push back the Romans and I would get surrounded easily. Instead, it's better just to attack the general there, push them on the side of the bridge, and I have an opening now that I can front charge them without messing my troops too much. So that's kind of perfect. And I'm bringing all the bonuses of the general to the troops now because he's close, he has his horn on. So everything is going well. We're starting to break Roman units, which is what we expected to happen. And there goes the general. And now pay attention. You will see that the Romans are not breaking instantly. They are not routing instantly. Only two units are routing, and it's the 3 units are routing at the moment, and it's the 3 that were routing and before. I mean, except the general. The general died, and his units are right. Now we're getting the penalty. So there's a delay. That's good. It reflects perfectly what it should do. And I'm greedy, right? I want to kill as much Roman as possible because I tried to get those guys allied to me, and they lied to me, and so they broke their alliance, and then they started to attack me. So here you go, you Romans. And it's kind of ironic because, hey, we're going to teach you things of two about warfare. A thing that people might not know watching this video is that the Iberians, the exchange between the Iberians and the Romans, as far as military warfare is concerned, was heavy. The Iberians were using the same type of troops that the Roman were. In fact, the gladius that the Roman were using, the most common version of it was the gladius Hispania, which was the Iberian version of the gladius. Historically speaking, they were fighting with it for a long time before the Romans started being swordsmen. In fact, other fact that people don't understand really about the Romans is that for the longest time they were phalanx units when they first started, especially because they were in a Hellenized area first, and also the Etruscan, which had a huge influence on their development. Well, they were phalanx based as well. So this is where the chameleon reforms comes into play, where they do start dropping the traditional phalanx, and by the time you get to the the Mayan Revolt, well, um, you have the fully redesigned Roman army with a pilum thrower, but a modified pilum. The pilum that Marius created was with a pop rivet, so basically, that pop rivet would be able to withstand maybe 30 pounds of pressure. The idea is this: one of the problems that Marius had in Africa, was that the Numidians were taking the pilums and throwing them back at his troops, and that was quite annoying because the Numidians were pretty good at spear throwing, so giving them free ammo, and of course to all the spear throwers of the world, giving them free ammo wasn't something that Marius really wanted. So he designed this, and because he wasn't a patrician, he created even a shop and a company that had the exclusive contract with the Roman army, because this became the by default pilum for the army. And the other thing is that you just had to, after the engagement, you just had to take shafts, heads, and fix it back with a pop rivet, and you are getting your pilums back. So that was really efficient. That was a really nice thing about it for Marius. It's one of the major thing that he did, but it's not spoken of. When we're talking Mayan reforms, most of the time we're talking about the redesign of the units number and the fighting formations. But often, and of course, the fact that he was training them as pack mules. But they don't stretch out how much he standardized the equipment of the Roman soldier. That's for everything. So, I mean, the cooking, starting from the cooking pot to the gladius, he standardized it as much as possible. I mean, there was a few, like an example, there were a few version of the gladius. It's not because of preferences as much as it was for production purposes. You couldn't get enough of the Hispanic one, which was the most popular one, so you had to rely on other types that were produced elsewhere to be incorporated as well, so that you had enough weapons for everybody. Anyways, so maybe someday I'll start doing historical videos about stuff. I do know some stuff that is useful. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, Junko, for one being so interactive. You answered the question I put through you. You're very open to criticism. This is a rare gift. Thank you, man. And to all you folks, well, do all the good stuff, like, subscribes if you're not already subscribed, share. Um, and other than that, well, take care and see you next time with the the mud review of Romanorum. Thank you very much.